This is a very strange experience, but I'm very calm, and he seems calm.
He is, and you know what? He likes you because his crest is totally up.
If you got the dough, you can roll with an elite group of pet owners. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most expensive exotic pets. For this list, we're counting down the most unique and exotic pets that cost way more than your average tabby or golden retriever. They may range anywhere in price from a couple $1,000s to $1 million buckaroos. Though we already have a video of the top 10 exotic pets, this one will be focusing on the costs of the animals in question, while the other concentrates more on their beauty and uniqueness from standard pets. So if you can't get enough of wild animals, be sure to check out that list as well. Number 10. Striped Ball Python.
This guy's cool. He's everything a genetic striped, ball python should be.
For those of you that have about 10 large tucked away somewhere, perhaps you'd enjoy a new lifelong friend for a few decades. One that won't talk your ear off. In fact, the striped ball python actually has a rather chill demeanor. When this serpent gets stressed out, it will curl up and try to pretend like there's not a massive snake in the room. It's kind of like a moody hipster python that gets scared easily, but is still fun to have around for educational purposes. Some pinstriped ball pythons are more affordable, but you may prefer one that's a little more elite.
Definitely shy, that's for sure.
Number 9. The palm cockatoo.
I was wondering who's got the weirder hairstyle.
For approximately $16,000, you can come home to this strange and bizarre-looking pet, which seems to be the Lady Gaga of birds. If you enjoy the exotic nature of the palm cockatoo, well, that's great. But keep in mind that you'll need to spend some quality bonding time with it, not to mention plenty of extra cash to keep up with its diet. Can you handle that, fellas? Seriously, it needs special attention. So if you're some type of hermit, or perhaps a rich couch potato just kicking back, then make a little extra room in your budget for this badass bird. Number 8. Camel. Some exotic pets have fancy names, and that can be part of the allure. But don't forget about all the camels of the world. Sure, we don't necessarily need to give you a history lesson on these unique pets, but this exotic animal seems to be making a surge as the extra member of numerous North American families. How does one actually receive a camel? Well, that's for you to figure out. But your bank account will need around 10 grand when all is said and done.
My hump, 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 my lovely little lumps. Check it out.
Number 7. Lavender albino ball python.
And I tell you what, they really do glow. They glow big time.
While we've known about the existence of dinosaurs for some time, humans have only known about this snake since the early 21st century. And if you want one, then you better have that cash. How much? Well, how does $20,000 sound? Alright, so that's for the top range when it comes to these serpents. And you could probably get one for a slightly more affordable price. But if you want to outdo that annoying neighbor with a boring albino ball python, it might be worth paying the extra dime for one with a color mutation. This pet will make that backyard barbecue or block party just a little bit more interesting.
You can really start to see the difference in color between a normal albino and a lavender. The colors are just night and day difference.
Number 6. Japanese macaque. Now here's a species that will liven up your home and even show some good manners. That's right, the snow monkey, or Japanese macaque, actually washes its own food before consuming. Well, at least in the wild. Of course, if you manage to obtain a special license for this threatened species, you'll certainly want to give them a break and spoil them to no end. Just look at that face and tell us that a snow macaque wouldn't make each day a little more exciting. And for around $3,500, you could have a new pal to chill with. Number 5. The hyacinth macaw. You might say that this South American parrot has somewhat of a striking presence. And by striking, we mean holy crap. Just imagine the hyacinth macaw flying into the room to greet your crew. With such a friendly face and warm coloring, it's only natural to bust out a smile when you see this talker.
Come here.
However, if you do make the decision to pay around $10,000, just understand that it's become one of the more popular exotic pets in recent years, and their existence in the world continues to diminish.
Yes, your mom loves her baby goat.
Number 4. Savannah cat.
Can you say mama? Ma. Good.
Perhaps you're content with a small kitten for a domesticated pet, or even one of those grumpy-looking cats. But let us present you with the Savannah cat, which is more intellectually developed than your average pussycat. This domestic serval hybrid will cling to you so much that you might become somewhat disturbed. But who really wants a pet that just roams around and gets fat? The Savannah cat lives by a certain type of code. And even though it may scare some of your friends, the $10,000 price tag, give or take, just might be worth it if you've got that kind of bankroll. Number 3. A chimpanzee. Okay, here's your classic exotic pet that has long been on the Christmas lists of kids all over the world. Sadly, most kids never actually get that special chimp from Santa, mainly because of the price with a 6 followed by 4 zeros. Not quite the same as a PlayStation or science kit. But hey, celebrities and rich people, a massive chimp can be yours. But you may want to secure the appropriate documents depending on where you live.
You have any difficulty getting him in and out of countries?
We have to pull a lot of permits, but we do it. He loves traveling.
Number 2. A white lion cub. White lion cub. Some people will dish out up to $140,000 just on those 3 words alone. They're fun to have around, and they are, in fact, lions, but there's a catch. The white lion cub may not actually remain white. Okay, maybe that's not exactly a deal breaker, but due to the popular nature of this exotic pet, the inbreeding has presented them with some physical problems. So just prepare yourself for the inevitable grief that will come sooner than later. And, you know, all of the typical lion traits that you'll have to deal with as well. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Trying to get a good, better shot here at the colors.
There's my mom's relative. That's
Oh, they have an argument.
Number 1. Tibetan Mastiff.
这个多少钱？姐妹？这个160，还是160，300。它为什么最贵啊？哪个？这个。啊，你不懂，我跟你说，咋说你也，你跟我说说呗。
Meet the Tibetan Mastiff, a highly rare type of dog that dates back to ancient times. These exotic animals are so unique that one actually sold for $1.5 million in 2011. However, most can be purchased for right around $2 grand. It really depends on how big you want to go. We mean, look at them. The Tibetan Mastiff demands attention. They don't come to you, you come to them. And they are simply astounding in every way. Let's say this, if you have one of these beasts, then you have both protection and some serious dog cred.
13年的年初，就是重金给收购了。
Do you agree with our list? What's your favorite expensive and exotic pet? For more mind-blowing top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
I'm going to step over here, Conan, if you just want to stay behind me.
Yeah, I'll stay behind you.